Um, Hi, my name is Elena Kazis, and today I'm interviewing for our Fall 2025 Project Management course at RMU. Today I'm interviewing Peter Kazis, who works as an operational slash project manager at Faster Fitness. Hi, Peter. Thanks for talking today. If you could start by introducing yourself and sharing a little bit about where you work and what your role involves.
Hey, Elena, thanks for interviewing me today. So, yeah, as Elena said, I am the operations slash project manager at Faster Fitness, specifically our Faster Fitness Beaver location. We have a second location that is in Robinson, PA. But pretty much my role is I am kind of half of a trainer, half managing side. So, from the managing side, my tasks specifically are to make sure all the day to day business things are going smoothly, making sure our staff is doing things that they're supposed to be doing in terms of the programs that we create for the clients, and then just taking care of all the account information for each client, make sure everyone's getting billed properly, and then pretty much just creating new systems to make everyone's jobs a lot easier and more efficient in the long term.
Awesome. So, could you give a little background on what you did in school and how it kind of led you down this road, even if it wasn't maybe what you necessarily intended? What did you go to school for?
I went to school for my main degree was business management, but I also have some courses that I took in economics and other business, like in marketing, things like that. But um, pretty much the biggest thing that the things I use in school for the most in my job is just probably the day to day professional interactions. We have a lot of different clients from different professions, different walks of life. So I'm talking to a lot of sometimes some pretty high profile people, and just having just business etiquette 101 is probably one of the biggest things that I took away from my degree specifically.
Okay. So, now that we know a little bit about your background with school and with work, can you walk me through some of the types of projects that you might oversee? I know whenever we touched base before the interview, you mentioned things like when you guys are rolling in a new supplement line to add into the gym, or you look at managing clients, new clientele as a project, or even implementing a new workout regimen as a type of project that you're implementing. Can you expand on any of those or a couple of those and kind of just how that looks for you and how you manage those things?
Yeah, so like I said before, one of the tasks that I was given with this position is how can I make what we're doing now and make it more efficient, make it easier in the long run. So one thing specifically that I've been working on the past couple of weeks is in both of our locations, we have a big whiteboard in the office where we have different columns. One column for any new hot leads, a separate column for new clients we signed, a separate column for anybody who had to pause that month, and then one last column that shows anybody whose like credit card didn't run, or if someone owes a payment or things like that. So we've been using that system for a while, but just like I said, thinking of how can we make that better. What I did and what I've been working on is I created a Excel, like a Google spreadsheets
Mhm.
that has pretty much the same exact format on those whiteboards, but now it's all on a digital document. So that way, if I'm out of town, or if the operation project manager in Robinson is out of town, or if our owner operator's out of town, they have access to that information wherever they go, and they don't have to be in the office to see that information. Just because in years past and quarters past and months past, we have missed some things. We've let some things slip through the cracks just because, like I said, it wasn't digitalized. It wasn't everyone didn't have access to it 24/7. So something simple like that doesn't seem like a big change goes a long way in just making the system tighter, making everyone's jobs a lot easier.
So would you say when it comes to any type of project, like the clients or implementing new workouts, whatever it might be, that the organizational and like communication aspects are key to ensuring like everything runs smoothly then?
Oh, 100%. Anytime we have a staff meeting and we're designating new tasks and new roles that everyone needs to do. You have to specifically, clearly differentiate who's going to do what. What is your specific job as the head trainer? What's your specific job as the front desk person? What's your specific job as the operations manager? So that way, we're not overlapping on things, and we're dividing it up, and everyone has a specific role and a specific job, and sticks with it.
So with that, with your project management and operational role, I'm assuming you obviously talk with many different people, whether it's clients, people within the own faster business, or even other businesses that you guys might work with. How do you kind of keep everyone on the same page to ensure that good communication is getting carried out throughout everything?
I'd probably say the biggest thing is when we have staff meetings, whether it's as a group or if it's with individual one-on-one employees, just making sure that they understand specifically everything that we're asking them to do. We always want to make sure that one, we're giving them enough things that we're giving them enough time to do the things we're asking them to do. We don't want to over ask, and then on the flip side, we don't want to under ask too, because everyone's different. Some people want to take on bigger roles. Some people want to do more. Some people want to do less. So you just have to communicate with them and kind of feel it out and see what works best for both parties involved.
Okay. And um I know you guys work with a company called Easy Fresh, uh
Hmm.
kind of like collaborate with like what they do with food and you guys in the gym. How do you manage and operate communicating with them to make sure everything runs smoothly for your clients to be obtaining the meals they're supposed to be getting on time?
So that it was, I mean, for example, we just moved locations not too long ago. So while we were moving locations, we didn't have access to our refrigerator. So obviously, we had to communicate with them like, "Hey, we're in the middle of this move. We're gonna put on hold our collaboration, and then once we get settled in, we'll resume it again." But I'd probably say the biggest thing that we do with them is every quarter or twice a year, something like that. We'll bring a representative from them into our gym to talk to our clients to kind of just reassure them that the food and the meals that they're making for our clients are the highest quality. If it's their macros. So like I said, just like anything else I said in this interview, the biggest thing is just communicating and making sure we're all on the same page.
Okay. Um all your answers have been great, Peter. I appreciate it. Before I let you go, um, and I know you've had a lot of heavy emphasis on communication, which I think is very important. Is there anything else that you think that the class should know about just managing in general? It doesn't even necessarily have to be pertaining to projects, because I know you touch on a bunch of different things with your role. But now that you're in the workforce, having gone through school, um, what's like the biggest takeaway you think you can give people as advice?
I'd probably say if you're an individual that's looking to get in some sort of managing role, some sort of leadership role, I'd probably say the biggest thing you need to get ready for and just prepare yourself is to wear as many different hats as possible. When you're in any type of leadership role, if you're managing people, if you're managing employees, one day you might have to be the head trainer. One day you might have to be the manager. One day you might have to literally almost be like the owner, and or some days you might have to be something as simple as the janitor. So it just depends on whatever that day calls specifically. You gotta wear a bunch of different hats, and you got to be able to kind of adjust on the fly. So between that and having good basic organizational skills, and you'll be good.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Peter. I know the class definitely found this insightful. Thank you for taking the time to do this.
Good luck, everybody. Thanks, Lena.